Okay, start talking.
Because Loblaws would open all these new stores throughout New York State.
And what was Loblaws? Was it a grocery
It was a
store?
grocery store, and they
Okay.
were originally from Canada, and then they came over to the States, and Mr. Peachy was the head of it. Anyway, so they would send Grandpa Fole to open all these new stores, get them on their feet, then he'd move them on to another store. So they were constantly moving. And so anyway, when the boys got to high school, Grandma Fole said, Gordon, you go tell Mr. Peachy you're not moving until these boys get out of high school. So that's how they ended up staying in Buffalo.
Wow.
So then, of course, after that, then they didn't move him, you know. And he ran a store out on Main Street in Snyder. That's when I first started going with Don, back in '46. And that was shortly after that. Then that summer he had the heart attack.
And
His
then
first heart attack.
my mom said when they sent him home from the hospital, they put a hospital bed in the living room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he just never, I guess probably never ever got way better from that, right?
Oh
like
yeah,
he went back
yeah.
to work.
Oh, he went back to work, and then he taught the Green Goods School for them. You know, for how to set up green goods. You know, meat. You know, all the fresh produce. Yeah, they called it Green Goods School.
So if his first one was when he was 45, how old was he when he died? Do you know? It was in 15. It was in 62. Was it in 62 that he died?
Yeah, he was 62 years old when he died. February. Yeah, because he had gone out, blew the snow, because he was going to take Grandma to work. She went and stayed with this lady out in Snyder, and she was in the house waiting for him to come back in from snow blowing, and he didn't come in, so she went out to the garage, and there she found him dead over the snowblower. He had just put the snowblower away and died. That was a real shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really sad. Yeah. Yeah, so he was only 62. My dad was 68 when he died.
My father's father, the same thing happened to him, except he came inside and then dropped from in Pittsburgh, dropped from blowing or shoveling snow. I guess he was shoveling snow.
Yeah, well, Grandpa had used the snowblower, just put it away, and he was still there when Uncle Don went. You know, she called right away, and of course Don went, you know, zooming. And of course they hadn't come, the coroner, and you have to wait for the coroner to come when it happens at your home, you know, like
Right.
that. So it was, and so there, Don, you know, saw him laying on there, and he couldn't touch him or nothing, you know. He had to wait for the coroner to come. So yeah, it's kind of sad, yeah. So, but
Did they have an open casket with him?
oh yeah, oh yeah, mhm, yeah.
Look, your thing blinks too. I didn't know it
Oh,
blinked.
didn't you know it, please?
No,
Oh yeah.
What other stories you got to tell me?
Oh, what else would you want to know? Well, your mother was always falling and breaking her arm
Yeah.
off the bicycle.
She was clumsy.
She just, well, she was tall for her age, you know, and she just, I don't know, she just, I think she broke her arm about 3 times before we were married.
She'd trip over her own feet.
And the once she was on the bike, can we remember she was on the bicycle and she comes home with the arm dangling, and we happened to be there.
Now, how old was she when you got married? She was quite a bit younger than Uncle Don.
Because see, she was 8 years younger than Don. So I'm just trying to think. I can't.
Probably a young teenager, right?
Well, she must have been about 13.
Well, what year did you get married?
1950.
And she was born in 37.
So she was 12.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, because she was 9.
She has yours and Joy's wedding announcements and things I saw in a book. She still has a mom bed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's blinking.
Oh, you didn't see it blinking before?
No,
I didn't either. That's what I said. It's blinking.
Here's your key.
Oh, okay. You know what? There's a cup up in the cupboard on the, not that one, the next one, yeah. Just straight ahead on the bottom shelf. Way to the back a cup. That's it. Hang it over the edge of it.
That's before, up top, and after. This is after the scotch. You look exactly the same. Did Uncle Don love that picture?
Yes, he did.
I can imagine.
He had that painted in Italy.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there? Did they?
No, he had it from a photograph. The fella was an artist on the street, and he did it.
What were you in Italy for?
He was
He was.
in the Navy.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in the Navy.
I think I've seen. I think I've seen that actual picture, haven't I? Or do I just remember the painting?
Well, maybe just, I don't know if you saw the actual.
Because I don't remember going to your house much as a kid. I do remember going to Bob and Joy.
Don't you remember coming to my house?
I remember coming to your house.
I don't. I remember the last time, the only time I remember is when Graham died, and we went to Bob and Joy's house, and I think we spent the night or something.
No, you remember when Uncle Don and Aunt Gloria's wedding anniversary.
50th wedding anniversary.
We went over to their house,
Right.
and Joanna and Miriam and all them were over there. Paul and
See, I
Joan.
don't remember being
See, I
at
was
the
in the
house.
other house.
I remember being at the
In
house.
the other house.
That's the last time we saw the other house.
I would
Yeah.
have to see the house to remember it. I can't.
You would. It was like a
3-bedroom ranch.
yeah,
Much smaller than this.
For some
right.
reason, I remember Bob and Joy's. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And Bob and Joy had trees
you
out
were,
back.
Yeah, you were in my other house.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
she
were
said
little.
we were, so I guess I just.
And when we were little too.
Yeah.
We just didn't come up here that much.
No. Well, you know, it was
Maybe
hard.
once a year.
Yeah, your mother worked and your father worked and he didn't work close by and your dad had his mother that he had kind
Took
of
care
took care of and
That was in the 70s, yeah.
I remember Barb's wedding. We were up here.
We came up for Barb's wedding, and we went to Pittsburgh first, and then came up here, went to Barb's wedding, and then we realized today that I remember going, when we went back from Barb's wedding, we went to the Corning factory,
Oh yeah.
and when we went that way today. When we came
Right,
today,
when
we
you
went
came.
that way. But I don't ever remember it being as short as a ride as it was today. It was a really short ride,
Yeah.
but we had no traffic.
That was good.
The weather's nice, yeah.
That was
I know,
great.
it did not seem long at all.
Mm-mm.
That's
Surprised
good.
I